Alright guys, just gonna do a wee commentary here. I think this is my first Decerto commentary. Basically, I haven't really been uploading that much Decerto footage to this channel because I haven't played much Decerto. Like, literally, the games you've seen on this channel is pretty much what I've played since coming back. Just haven't really. I usually only like teaming with my old teammates because I know how they play, and when I play with pickups, I don't know. I don't either use. It depends who I'm playing with. Like if I get on with them, I'll talk away. But most of the guys on the server these days, especially the pickups, I really can't put up with them because a lot of them are GB warriors coming across thinking they're something amazing, and you just want to like cringe a bit because half of them don't even know what the rule set is. Half of them don't even know how to play properly, like the server wise. Sometimes like we were playing a game the other day and guy was sitting using the AK-47 with extended mags, and I got stunned. I was just like, right, whatever. But right now I'm playing with a couple pickups. Z Dingo, Becca, and I think it's Slady or something like that. There, really sound guys. I was like, I just decided I'm gonna do more commentaries because I always find that when you're watching a YouTube video and it's big, like 13-minute length game, say, you're like watching it and you're thinking, yeah, this is alright, but you have time, you're waiting for the video to buffer so you can skip by to the good parts, whereas if someone's talking over it, you know what I mean, you listen to what they're saying whilst you're watching the game, so it's not just, say me running about for like 15 seconds and getting shot, or see at the start of this game I'm having a really bad streak. I don't know, I find myself to be an inconsistent player of late because I haven't been practicing. Like, one game I'll be like sitting running and making stupid calls, bad mistakes, because I'm literally just, I've decided randomly after playing a game public, stuff public, I want to play the Decerto scrim, but like I haven't played in a week or something, so I'll play bad that first round and then I'll pick myself up. Um, but yeah, sort of one thing I want to talk about on this video as such is the hit detection in Black Ops. I find it to be really inconsistent, especially if you ever seen a LAN video on a host. I'm gonna put a link in the description here, but say if you're hosting a game at LAN, the hit detection is really severely off. I mean, like, and I think it just shows how poor the hit detection in Black Ops actually is. Um, you will actually just stare at the screen for about 5 minutes to try and figure out did this actually happen. But this is something, it annoys me because you can't really consider the competitive scene to be as good as the PC scene. When in a PC scene, the LAN is perfect. You know what I mean? There's no flaws as far as hit detection is. I'm not talking about Black Ops. I'm talking about like say Counter Strike. Proper PC competitive games. COD 4 too, obviously, because it's a good PC game. Um, Another thing I want to talk about is my playstyle. I've got a pretty unorthodox playstyle. For those who know me, I like to play M16 support because I don't know. It fits in with my sort of playstyle at the minute. I'm very chill back. I like to help out my team where I can. And see, just there now, that was a perfect example of what I'm talking about hit detection. That was a one burst straight in that guy's head. You can rewind back. You can look at that if you don't believe me. One burst straight in that guy's head, and that annoyed me at the time because it was just like, what more do I need to do to kill you? That's it. Like, but we were playing against these guys, and I'm choking a lot because I don't know. I just had a poor start to the game. But like I said, I haven't played too much Decerto, so like I have good settings, like you see there. Like there's this one bit of the game where I do pull off pretty good clutch and a pretty good ace, but like I said, inconsistency. Because you see the first six kills and deaths, I'm pretty much just getting 1 in 6 or something. You know what I mean? I'm doing terrible, and then all of a sudden I'm out of nowhere just pull off this. So it's like it changes for me. Back when I was the team of the guys in Amber and that, I was consistent. Like I wouldn't always be top of the team or even top 2, but I'd always be pulling my weight. Whereas, like since I've come back, I haven't fully got back into my proper stride, and that was a choke there, obviously. Bit of a dodgy knife, but I'd run out of bullets anyway, so not much you can really say about that. Do sort of save this round, however, because that's my grenade that actually stops the defuse, so happy enough. Next round's a bit of a failure, but I'm gonna actually stop like commentating for a minute. Listen to this.
Good job, team. Get ready for the next round.
Fusing the ball.
Becca, 2-8, you're shit, you little slag.
Right, I don't know if the game volume, the audio was high enough for you to hear that way, like say speakers and that. But if you have a pair of headsets on, you can hear them. Basically, that's just it's the sort of sportsmanship I'm talking about. Like these, I'm not gonna say their whole team. I'm pretty sure they would just pick ups. Like I'm not gonna say everyone's like that, but there are definitely a few. And the worst it is, it's mainly the kids. It's mainly these, you know, GB kids, as most people call them, like 13, 14-year-olds thinking they're class because they've come on a competitive gaming site, and it's like you don't. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but when the kids are being like really over the top abusive to the girl on their team. Now, I'm not a white knight or whatever you want to call it, but I do respect people like of all genders, races. I'm furthest thing from a racist. I don't like people being racist around me. I don't appreciate it. Like I understand the difference between someone's jokingly saying something and being actually full on abusive about it. But you know, like there's certain words I don't tolerate at all. But at the same time, I can take a joke, but I know where to draw the line. On the thoughts of recent events, ECL, I was reading a lot about it. A lot of it makes me want to go even more to ECL 4 because it's just, you know, the experience sounds great and all that. There were a couple of problems, obviously, you know, with the stream and that, with the Halo Reach final getting a stream despite having a lot less teams, and the COD Black Ops despite having about 40 teams, which is really, really great. I was glad to hear that because the COD scene, I don't know if many people were around, but it had a real decline since COD 4. Like barely any teams showing up to LAN events, no LAN events announced, no prize money, so it was terrible. Like it was the worst it's been in years, and then all of a sudden we're coming back. It's brilliant. If ECL 4 gets even more teams, that's great, but you know, people gotta be appreciative for what we have at the minute. That's what I think. There's no way we can be, you know, you can't have a go at the likes of Melo and that. It's just not fair because although there was problems with the stream and you know everyone makes some mistakes, ECL doesn't have the same funding as MLG. MLG has more sponsors, more big target people, therefore they can afford to hire big massive media specialists who make sure everything goes smoothly for them. You know, it doesn't, whereas ECL they're working everything by themselves, you know what I mean? It's just not the same in the slightest. You can't compare the two. And I just find it sickening, especially since a lot of these new players that are coming in and complaining, you know, they weren't around for the scene. They don't understand or appreciate what's been given for them. And another thing that annoys me is a lot of these players go into ECL coming back with huge egos. I was reading about one comment where a guy was like being really verbally abusive to another person. Like, I don't understand fights breaking out. I heard one of the players fresh got in a fight, but apparently that was the same fresh who said he was going to stab boys at LAN. So, you know, you get what you deserve. That's how karma works. It just, what goes around comes around. I can appreciate that, but I just don't like people getting egos. You know, like for those who know me, I used to be a bit of a egotistical prick back in the day. I'd act the big man, all the rest of it. I understand now. Like I've matured, and I've got a better look on life. Understand things better, and I've grown up. I'll basically say that. But I still love the competitive scene. Still love playing. Still love enjoying the experience. Even if like I'm getting worse at the game since I've stopped playing but as much. But you know, you can still. It's like football. When you're young, you play it. You're really good at it, or you're good at it, and you stop playing. You still play five sides with the local pub guys. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. You know, I do show signs of still being able to get back in the old form. I just need to put in the time. That's all it is. One thing I will say though is the M16 at the minute is so inconsistent for me. It just, like I said, it's the bullet registration. Sometimes like you seen earlier, I shot the guy behind the boxes in the middle, and it was a direct burst on his head. You know, there was no sway. There's no way the bullets could have went either direction. It should have been an instant kill. And sometimes I'm getting instant kills straight away, and it makes sense. And sometimes, like, I'll just do a hip fire and I'll get a kill and be like, what? And then other times I'm literally shooting them direct on 9 times. You know, like 3 bursts, and they're not dying in the slightest. I'm just like, what are you talking about? That's just not right. I do understand how network works, but you know, sometimes my packet loss on my connection is actual shocking. Like my upload is terrible compared to most. But for those yet again who've played with me before, I used to be on a student housing, and the upload and the packet loss ratio would average about 80%, going up to 96%. Now that means 4% of my bullets are registering. Which, as you probably know, that makes playing very hard. I still managed to do it somehow, but it was it was the worst connection I ever played on. Just really makes you appreciate a consistent connection. But I think that's how I got a lot better. Is because I was so used to playing on a poor connection. When I actually got back to a decent connection, I was just like, I was able to work off it like that. You know what I mean? It was just so great. But then I took a break, and now I'm back. Um, the one thing I will say about playing with pickup players is there's a reason I don't do it so much, and that's because not only because they ego all the players. Not I mean, people are always trying to, you know, it's only like the phrase "it's only a scrim." It really couldn't be any more true than that, because I view a scrim as a chance for me, especially pickup scrims. I view them as working on a chance to improve your teamwork, chance to improve your shot, and a chance to get the latest nade throws, spawn traps, just pick up things, you know what I mean? But you get all these players, especially GB players, who don't play anything other than scrims. They don't even enter a 360 icons tournaments, don't enter one day cups, nothing, you know what I mean? And I say that as if it means something that, even that is nothing in the competitive community. But they don't play any of that, and they're acting like scrims are like some sort of big deal, like maybe a pre-land scrim, 2 big top teams playing against each other, maybe that would mean something. I still view it as practice, but they're developing egos, acting big on the forums, all the rest of it, because I don't, I don't pay attention to it. You know what I mean? But I just don't like the way community's saying at the minute. But at the same time, there's still hope, because there's still a lot of really good players, like this guy Z Dingo, girl Becca, and the other guy. Even though he says he doesn't play much, probably because of this very reason. I mean, like, they're still good there, but it's just the bad sticks out so much more. But hopefully most of the GB players who have the bad attitude just get bored and go back to GB at some stage. But on the topic of GB, actually, me and a couple of mates might be going back to GB Rainbow Six Vegas 2 just for the fact, nostalgia. And a lot of the players are getting apparently really cocky in it, so we thought we'd go back, play a couple of games against the top teams as such, and then piss off again. You know what I mean? Just to rub salt in the wounds for them. But although we lost this round, and I'm just showing you this because I thought it was a good wee game. It was tight, competitive. It was about as good as a pickup scrum could be. Finished quite good, positive. It was good enough. We played we played 3 games in total. We won 2 of them, and we lost that one. So, also I'd like to mention, don't be judging all the players in our team based on one of the wee squeaky kids shouting abuse to the girl, because one of the guys was actually pretty sound, and he even sent me a message saying, "Good game, you're sound, all the rest of it." So, don't be judging. That's all I'm saying. Cheers, guys. Rate, subscribe, comment. Appreciate the comments, especially the abusive ones. Really appreciate them.